Michael again here at Home Health Success Academy, and welcome to the part 2 of our skilled nursing facility marketing strategies. So make sure you stay along. This is a 5-part video series, and it's such an important video series that you guys need to pay attention in order to be able to get into nursing homes or skilled nursing facilities or what we call rehab centers as well, okay? So let's go ahead and get started with this video. Now, majority of time, patients that are in nursing facilities or are rehab patients, and a lot of them do go home, and a lot of them will need home health services like yours. Majority of these patients are dealing with cardiac issues as well as ortho issues as well. And so what you want to do is you want to be able to position your agency on how amazing your ortho, your cardiac programs are, and how can it actually help the patients. But remember, all agencies that will go to these facilities to market themselves, the first thing they're going to push is their quality of care. How amazing their quality patients, their nurses are, their staff is, how they provide skilled nursing, how they provide therapy, how they provide occupational therapy, how they provide speech therapy, home health, private duty. Guess what? That's what you do too. And that's what everybody's saying as well at this very moment. What you need to do is something different. You need to tell a story of what your company does, what your company is offering. Imagine if you can actually tell them that your staff are certified or are trained monthly and explain to them how amazing your ortho services are. Don't just say we have therapy. Tell them about those amazing programs that we shared with you guys to create. Tell them about how amazing, that when patients get home, you can make sure that you will transition to their house easily. Tell them, explain to them how you have a caregiver training program where you will train the family members as well. Look, the family members of these patients are nervous. If this is the first time that their mom or their father was admitted to a rehab facility or unit, they probably saw how it took 3, 4, 3 shifts just to take care of their parents. All these therapists, all these PTs, OT, these nurses. Now this family member has this new diagnosis. They're scared of what they cannot do. They're scared that if the parent goes home, they're not going to know what to do. So imagine if you push to these skilled nursing facilities that your agency has a care the caregiver program, and that when you go ahead, don't just say we have a caregiver training program. Explain to them the steps that you will do in order to be able to train the family members. Talk about how you're going to have a coach that is available to be able to call 24/7 by that family member if they have any questions. Tell them how you have video training that makes it easier for these family members to be able to just log into your website and find all these videos that can help them. That your website or your training website has all these PDF white papers that's going to be able to describe to them the easy step-by-step basis on how to change a Foley bag, how to maintain a Foley bag, how to safely transfer their parent from, let's say, the bed to the wheelchair, from the wheelchair to the commode. These are things that you need to do. Tell them a story of how amazing your company and what you guys do. Don't just say what you do. Tell them and show them how you do it. It's not what you do. It's how you're able to actually do it. And the only way you can explain that to them is in a step-by-step basis. Step 1, this is what we're going to do. Step 2, this is what we're going to do. By being able to be clear on your presentation. And that's why we actually have our own presentation training program to actually show you guys how to properly present things correctly. Presentation is everything. You don't want to go in there not prepared. Look, your team, your staff needs to be properly trained. They need to make sure that they practice, they drill, they practice, they rehearse, they practice and continue on. So when the time comes, ultimately they know what to say, when to say, and how to say things. And you'll be surprised that when you put your marketing team, or when somebody puts you in the spot, or maybe you put your own director of nursing, your administrator on spot, they may not know what to say or how to say things. And you need to be able to have your 30-second elevator pitch about your organization, your 3-minute pitch, your 5-minute pitch, your 15-minute pitch, and ultimately your 30-minute presentation. These are things that are vital for your company, for your marketing to be able to survive. Now, let's go ahead and talk about basic things. If you are not aware, most nursing homes have an administrator, right? That ultimately is the top dog in a nursing home. And this is a person that you're going to try to get a hold of. This is the first person that you're always going to try to reach, because that person can direct you to the right person who's in charge on who makes a decision on presentation of the services, of choice of services. So just like getting into a preferred list, for example, a hospital, you want to be able to in the preferred list of a nursing home, of that rehab center. Okay, this is what you want to ultimately be able to do. Now, what they have actually done at one point is that I spoke to an administrator of a nursing home, of several nursing homes actually, and what I did was this. I said, "Do you guys have a detailed list of home health agencies that you are using at this very moment to refer the patients to give them a choice?" Right? Yes, they do. But one thing that you can offer is this. Look, I was hoping if I can actually make a flyer for you guys that's going to detail information about the basic services of home health agencies. And what I will do is I will even put every single home health agency that you're using, that you're referring to choose from. And you ask this question and you tell them this is a good thing to show the patients, to kind of give them a clarity of home health services and what can be expected. And all you're going to put in this flyer are the basic services of home health agencies. You can then also tell the facility that you're going to do is you're going to give them a top 10 questions that they should ask home health agencies if they are going to be using them, or the top 10 expectation they need to look into within a home health agency before choosing a particular home health agency. Remember, do you see what I'm doing here? It's another educational based marketing material that I'm trying to create. Now, when you create a paper like this, you can actually ask the administrator, right? Look, I was hoping, since I'm going to be making this, is it okay if I put my name, my company, on top of the list? Or maybe the second will be fine as well. Most of the time is they're going to say yes, because the discharge planners sometimes do not have the time to explain what home health services are. So imagine here you are offering your services to be able to create this paper, this pamphlet, this brochure, this flyer to the administrator to make their life, to make their transitions way better for the patients. So once again, you're putting that educational based marketing strategy for that. It makes you look good. It makes you valuable. Just that simple technique will be able to get you into the list of those nursing homes. Okay? Just plain and simple. Another thing that I actually ask and offer is that I ask the facility to say, I say, look, where do you put the brochures of all the home health agencies that you are referring patients to? And most of the time, each agency will actually have their own flyer stand, right? And those are nice flyer stands, but then again, it gets very cluttery. It becomes very messy. So what I've done in the past, I've actually purchased, okay, brochure racks that goes to the wall, or a stand that has multiple slots there that every single home health agency can actually put their information. And I asked them can I give that to them? And if that's something that they would want to have, that they can either hang in the hallways if they want to, they can put it in the the social worker's office, right by the discharge planner's office is a good thing also. It makes it easier. It makes everything clutter free, right? And it organizes things for them. What your job then is to do is to make sure that it's properly stocked. It gives you a reason to always come back in to make sure that everything is fully stacked. And you're going to show the nursing home, you're going to show the administrator, the social worker, the discharge planner, that you are fair, that you allow everybody, once again, everybody's flyer to be placed in there. Ultimately, that's the best thing. You are being fair, but what you're going to do is you're going to strategize how you place your flyer. How are you going to do that? You're going to put yours right in the middle of the rack, where you're going to put your flyers, because you're never going to make sure, right? You're going to pay for this, right? You're not going to allow somebody to put their stuff in there. You're not going to let somebody else cover yours. You put everything in the middle. That's your own. It's your real estate, right? Because that is how you position yourself. When you go in a grocery store, the person who is able to put their items, their products in the middle of everything is always going to be chosen first, or I mean the edges of the stuff. So what you're doing here is you're strategizing your stuff right here and then. And also, I always love these brochure racks in which in the brochure rack, okay, they actually have a slot where you can put an educational flyer, right? What I do is that every time that I walk in, I have a brand new educational based marketing material that I put there. So then I will tell the social worker that I'm going to change it every month. And it gives me another reason to keep on going back into the facility to be able to replace things, to replenish things. You need to be able to make and create any reason that you have to be able to keep on coming back to these facilities. That's your job. Whether you're getting a patient or not, you want to be able to maximize the visits. Like I've spoken before, you have to visit the physician's office every 7 to 10 days because you want to become on top of their mind, be omnipresent, right? To be on top of their head when they think or when they have that patient that has or needs home health services. You want them to be able to think about you within that snap of the finger so that they can refer to you automatically. Imagine if you're the one that's providing so much education, so much valuable information to them. Who do you think they're going to be thinking about or wanting to work with? Now, and the thing is, they can't always recommend you automatically. They have to give the patients the choice. But if you've given them so much value, sometimes these patients are going to ask them, well, who do you recommend? Well, if you're the first in their mind, they're going to talk about you first. But then they will have to talk about other agencies. But if you're on top of the mind, you're the first one that comes out of their mouth, you're going to look good better, right? They're going to talk about you. They're going to talk about services that you have that the other agencies don't have. So you have to understand that it is such an important thing for you guys to be able to do. And look, this is just a few techniques to get into these skilled nursing facilities. Most of the time, it's not just about the services or the programs, but how you cater, how you explain things, how you can create that story to them. That's what's going to make it more valuable. When we keep talking to you guys about telling that story, I want you to think about this, right? When you guys watch commercials out there, right? Are they just going to pump you full of information? You buy this, buy that, this is good, that is great. Those type of commercials, you really don't pay much attention to. But the commercials, even the short 15-second commercial that's able to tell a funny story, that's able to tell, or keep you related to a particular topic or product, it's going to make you want to gravitate towards that product and maybe purchase that product, right? I want you to start noticing how marketing works. Marketing works in regards to telling a story. The best products out there are the ones that are able to tell a great story. A lot of the products out there may not be the best product, right? Not the number one product, but they're known as first in mind. They're known as first in line. And that ultimately is what you want to do. If you are able to do that, you're going to be able to present yourself as the home health agency, as the best in their mind. And they're going to start referring patients to you. So, part of the whole story thing is don't just talk about the product, right? Don't just talk about the services. Talk about the benefits of having those services. Talk about the benefits of why those social workers need to work with you. Talk about the benefits of why those patients want your services because the benefits that they'll get from it. That is one of the best ways to be able to market your company correctly. So keep on watching this video series. Remember, this is part 2. We have 3 more videos coming up. If you haven't yet, click the subscribe button and the bell notification to be notified of new videos. Make a comment. We want to be able to hear from you guys. I hope a lot of the tips you're getting from us is working well and you're starting to absorb more and more of this knowledge. Always remember that home health marketing is always going to be easy when you know what you're doing.